The power of savings will end up saving you. And the power of giving is what will open the doors for your financial breakthrough for you. And the power to invest is what builds you. Let me start by using the ant and the elephant as an illustration, or rather the ant and every other lower animals in the jungle as an illustration. When we look at the lion, the leopard, the tigers, the whatever, whenever they make a kill, they only make a kill so that they can finish eating at that time. They are not making a kill because they want to reserve something for later. They make a kill because every one of his fellow family has to be part of that kill. They all have to eat what that lion or lioness has killed, or the tiger or the tigress has killed. But now, when we go back to the history of an ant, we realize that at every time we see the ants moving in lines, they are always transporting food. If we look keenly into the life of an ant, we would understand this illustration perfectly. Whenever you see them moving, most times, if there are many, you see them creating a long line. This one brings food from the last end point, gives to the other one in the middle. The other one transfers the food to the other person as the last end point for the food to be stored. This is how they tend to store their food. Now, every other animal are busy making a kill and they are eating it all at that time. But you see, that same moment, those other animals are consuming their food, the ant is focused on saving more food. Why is that? When the ant saves a lot of food and there comes a time of famine in the land, you see every other animal, they will sit and look very angry. They are very hungry and they are very angry. They look around them, they see nothing to feed on. But then what happens to the ant? No matter how long it takes, no matter how long that famine wants to go forth, the ant will still have something to feed with for 6 months. Now, what am I trying to tell you in this video and from this illustration? If you do not understand the power to save, you will not be saved when you need to be saved. For what you have saved is what you can run back to when the famine time comes forth. How many people in your life are helping you to save? How many people in your life are actually saving what you give to them? These are humans. Yes, we go by the ideology as being a very good Christian, that we need to support people, we need to help people in every ramification of life, whether it's mentally, physically, otherwise, monetary terms, or whatever it is. Yes, we need to support people. But the truth about supporting people in 2020 is, who are the people you are supporting? Are you giving food to a man who consumes all the food the same day and still call up on your number the next day requesting for food? That man is like the lion. Or are you giving that food to another man who eats little out of it and tend to save for later? That man becomes the ant in the illustration. Now, who are the people you are helping to grow? In life, there are people you helped to grow, but automatically they are pulling you down. Because the only way you can help people to grow successfully is when they understand the power of growth, is when they understand the power to invest, is when they understand the power to save, and is when they also understand the power to give because they had already received. You cannot come forth and come true for everyone. People out there will always respect you for what they get from you. Now, the truth is this: if somebody calls you up in the morning and tell you we do not have breakfast, that you see our house is empty, we don't have anything to feed on, we don't even have water to drink, because you've got a conscience, you would give to that person, right? But then what does this person do with what you give to them? They consume it and expect to run back to you the next moment because they believe that you have got a conscience of giving. My dear, when you continue like that as a giver, you will fail. Your doom awaits you. These people have got legs and they have got hands. For even the Bible says every laborer deserves a wage. What do they labor for? Do they labor by begging every day of their lives? Forgetting one thing, that the giver always run quickly to zero. But the only good thing about a giver is a giver never gets stuck. But he runs quickly to zero. But the non-giver counts his numbers every day because he or she don't give a damn care about no one. He doesn't even care who is surviving or who is not surviving. The only thing he cares about or she cares about is I myself, I am surviving very well. Who are these people in your lives? What do they do to make you feel like you are really investing in them, to help them survive the days of the famine? If you as the giver understands the days of the famine, why would your receivers not understand that? Why would you be the ants and them, they are like the tiger or the lion who consumes a food right now and forget that there's another time to eat? Humans will never die because they did not eat food last night. I have never seen anybody who has asked me for something and I did not give to them. I did not see any of their posters on the road that they were dead. They still lived on. It is only God that comes through for every man. You cannot come through for everyone. And the truth is, as much as you come through for everyone, the day you cease to come through for anybody anymore, that is the day they are going to bring out your biography and say shit about you. The best thing you need to do is invest in yourself, because at the end of the day, it is all about you. When the good times befall you, it is still you. And when the bad times befalls you, it is still going to be you. Not many that you give out to will stand by you when you have got nothing to give out. It's a cruel world. I keep saying that everybody is at the verge of getting to the top. Everybody wants to get to the top before another. Everybody will use any strategy they have to manipulate you in getting what they need to get to the top. Let me put this story very crazily to all of us today. I had a friend one day. This friend of mine was busy calling me. Please, Andy, can you help me with $50? I need to use it to add up to pay my rent. My landlord is at my case. He's about to lock my door. Neither did I not know that this same person that was asking for 5,000 from me, that's 5,000 shillings, $50, was a friend of my friend in the house. Then my friend was like, hey, Andy, come and look at this friend of mine. She is so cute. You know, we used to get along so well. Then I was like, really? But this same girl just asked me for 5,000 being a friend. Imagine I was considering giving her the 5,000. He said, no. This girl told me she's in town. She is trying to buy a phone. And every shop she goes into, they are not selling the phone for her at the price of $900. You see, so every shop has that phone for the value of $950. Now you see, she is requesting $50 from me just to make up to pay that rent. But the reality is she is not paying no rent. She is using it to buy a gadget for herself. Now let's be very realistic here. What if I've got $60 on me? Then I'm trying to be nice to give out $50 because I don't want somebody to be homeless. But in the reality of it all, this person is not even investing my money where it ought to be invested. This person is rather investing my money in some things that are not necessary. Now, how do you help people to grow? Do you expect that same person who is collecting $50 from you to add up to buy a phone, not to call your number the next day? This person is still going to call you. This is what the world is like today. Everybody will come out to you acting like they are going to die the next seconds for you to come through for them. But in a nutshell, they have got the best energy you don't even have. They are collecting from you to build themselves. At the end of the day, they are going to tell you you were a stupid philanthropist. How do you give? And who do you give? And when do you give? There should be an insight in how you give. There should be an insight in what you give, and there should be an insight to whom you are giving it to. If there's anybody you really need to give that really deserves your help so much, there are people in the orphanage homes. There are needies out there who needs it. Not to that man who has 2 legs and 2 feet like you, whom the Lord has blessed with sight and brains like you. The only thing they will do with what God has blessed them with is for them to manipulate you, to receive from you, to build themselves to be better off than you. How many of your friends have you given to that has given back to you? The act of giving is not expecting to get back what was given, but the respect in it is that person appreciating that time you were giving out that assistance. Does that mean we should give out stupidly? Who are the ants in our lives? It could be your family. Your family member could be like a lion or needle as an ant. Your best friend could be an ant to you, or rather a lion. Your wife could be, your husband could be, your children could be. Let's not forget, we are all humans. The moment you've been created and you've been delivered into this world, you have your own life to live. So nobody is an exemption to this case. Everybody is equal. We are all humans. We all have our own individual race to chase. So who are the ants in your life? Who are the people who sit and take their time to teach you on how to save, so that the power of saving will save you in the future? Who are the people who are out there who are teaching you on how to invest, because the power to invest is the power for you to build yourself? Who are the people who teaches you how to give, because they understand that the power of giving is the power to open financial doors to you? But then if you do not have all these people in your life, if you do not have all these kind of people you could call friends or family or whatever it is to you, then you should start being like that single ant that walks alone but yet carries his food on his head. We should learn how to give. We should learn how to invest. And we should learn how to save. We should look at our circles and understand the people who possesses this component and the people who do not. For if you want to be great in life, it's high time you start cutting off a lot of people out of your life. Do not bring sentiment into it. Do not bring emotions into it. There are people you will give out your too much of your emotions and concern to them, but in a nutshell, they don't give a damn care about you. They are only manipulating you because of what they know you to be or who they know you to be. It's high time for us to grow. And it's a must that we must grow. So henceforth, we should start turning down any invitation that brings us failure instead of growth. This is your homeboy Green. Thank you for always watching. You can always like, subscribe, and share. Peace out.